Winners and losers from week 2, next on Fantasy Football Today in 5. Welcome to FFT in 5. I'm Chris Towers. I'm here with Adam Azer, and we're talking about the winners and losers from week 2 of the NFL season. But first, got a handful of pretty serious, or at least significant injuries. We don't know how serious they are yet. I guess that's the distinction between those two words when you're talking about injuries. But Joe Burrow left Sunday's game with an aggravation of the calf injury that he was dealing with in training camp. They downplayed it after the game, said, he would have gone back into the game if they had gotten the ball back. He also said, we'll see how it is in a few days. That, to me, suggests, along with the re-aggravation, that this could be an issue for Joe Burrow moving forward. And specifically, obviously, I think week 3 is in question. But, it wouldn't surprise me if Jake Browning got a couple of starts for the Bengals. And given how frustrating this offense has been so far, don't think you can feel super great about Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, at least for the next couple of weeks. I think eventually everyone will be fine. Joe Burrow will get healthy, and those guys will be the elite fantasy options. We hope they would be, but not feeling great about it. We also had Saquon Barkley leave with an ankle injury, and the big concern there is the Giants play on Thursday night in week 3. I'd be pretty surprised if he was able to play, even if it is just a minor injury, but hopefully it's just a 1-week thing. Adam, do you have any interest in Matt Breida or Gary Brightwell on waivers?
So I think it would be Breida if you were going to pick one. And the answer is no, unless it's a long-term injury. There's no way I'm starting one of those guys against the San Francisco.
Yeah, 49ers on a short week.
Thursday. Yeah. But if we're talking about a few weeks, then yeah, look, I know that guys like A.J. Dillon and Joshua Kelly were bad today, but they were still worth picking up. They still were the lead running backs, and maybe you're desperate. Bye weeks are coming up, right? Injuries happen. So I would pick up Matt Breida if Barkley was going to have an extended absence. But if it looks like he's just going to miss one game, I'm not going to waste my time on a player there's no chance I'm starting.
Some other injuries. Devontae Adams left the game with a concussion. He's in the concussion protocol. We'll see what that looks like. But obviously, Jacoby Myers suffered concussion late in week 1, missed week 2. So there's some concern there. And Adams has had at least one concussion that I can remember, maybe 2. So that's something to keep an eye on. David Montgomery left the game with a thigh injury. Jahmyr Gibbs also left with like an ankle injury. I'm not sure if that seems less serious, but that's something to keep an eye on. And then Anthony Richardson, Adam, this is what I want to ask you because, he looked like he was in line for just a monster game. Ended up having a decent fantasy game despite leaving, I think, early in the second quarter. He's also in the concussion protocol. Do you have any concern that his aggressive run-heavy approach might lead to a little more risk moving forward, especially now that he's already suffered a concussion?
Well, yeah, you always have that concern, but these guys are who they are. They're not going to change. So I can't sit here and say I'm concerned about Richardson and think that Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts are top 3 quarterbacks.
Sure.
Allen takes a beating every day. He gives a beating too. So this was a play where he got tackled and his head hit the turf in the end zone, actually. So I think that could have happened really to anybody. Obviously, he was running, but that's going to happen. Look, concussions are scary. And we know what can happen, to a person. So I don't want to downplay it. But from a football standpoint, it's probably not going to be an extended absence. At least that's the hope. And man, rocket ship emojis for him.
Yeah, he looks awesome. They've been really aggressive with him. Another guy who looks really awesome, I think maybe the 2 biggest winners from the first 2 weeks of the season are both on the Rams, actually. Puka Nacua, 15 catches. Second rookie ever to have 20 targets in a game since targets began being counted, I think, in 1991. Most catches by a rookie in a 2-game stretch ever. Odell Beckham had 23 in one rookie stretch. He actually had 3 different stretches his rookie season with more than 20 catches because Odell Beckham was unbelievable as a rookie.
He's not going away when Cooper.
Top 20. No, not at all. Matt Harmon of Yahoo made the comp that I really like to Robert Woods, the way he plays. We saw a couple of carries in this game for Puka Nacua, 20 targets and 2 carries. The workload here is just outrageous. Is he a top 24 wide receiver the rest of the season?
I think it's probably. This was such a big week. So there's so much scoring. So I sit here and Kupp is going to hurt him. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
So can I say that he's going to be better than Mike Evans? don't know.
McEvans was pretty good today too.
Yeah, I know exactly. There were a lot of guys who were good, but I would take him over Drake London.
Oh yeah, no question for me.
I mean, would I take him over Jerry Jeudy? I'm going to say no.
Garrett Wilson?
I don't think I'd take him over Garrett Wilson. I mean, freak, he's a freak. He is so good, Garrett Wilson.
Yep.
But like I think if I were drafting Nacua today, I'd probably take him around the 5th round because Cup comes back around week 5. But there's no guarantee Cup will stay healthy or be. Yeah, I'm not gonna forget that. But he's Cup. But I think they're going to have one must start and one start worthy wide receiver.
And the other guy I was alluding to on the biggest winners, and Adam, I'd love to get your thoughts on Kyren Williams, who played 74 of the team's 77 snaps in this game. Cam Akers seems like he's done in Los Angeles. We've said that before, actually, last year. So who knows? But is Kyren Williams just an RB2 the rest of the way?
Yeah. I feel like there might be a sell high window here. Depends how you feel about the Rams. I mean, I guess if I'm buying it in Nacua and the way Stafford has played, I guess that means I think the Rams offense is going to actually be good. Right? I thought they would be terrible this year. And the team in general, they're going to be competitive, perhaps. I don't think you have to sell Kyren Williams, I guess, but I wouldn't necessarily buy him. I wouldn't go out of my way to get him unless he's on waivers, which he's not. I think he'll be fine. I don't think he'll be great. It's not like he's tearing it up. Just happens to be scoring a lot of touchdowns right now.
All right, we're about a minute and a half over the FFT and 5 limit, but I do want to get one more loser and get your thoughts on Roschon Johnson. Deontay Foreman inactive in this game. He was a healthy scratch. And Roschon Johnson got, I think it was 4 carries and 2 targets. Bears offense looks pretty bad still. What are you thinking on Roschon Johnson? And let's throw Khalil Herbert in there.
Yeah, I don't think you can start either of them right now. I think the Bears need to get their act together. They only had the ball for 24 minutes and 7 seconds. I think Khalil Herbert's still the main guy, but not in it by a huge margin. The fact that Foreman was inactive is a good sign for both of them. Wait and see. Do not drop Roschon Johnson if you can avoid it. There still could be a big payoff. Remember, Fields was horrible at the beginning of last season.
Yep,
too.
Took them a little while, yeah.
He turned it around. So all hope is not lost. Let's not overreact from 2 games.
All right, that's going to do it for FFT in 7.5 today, and we'll see you tomorrow. Talk more waiver wire for week 3. See ya.